A pleasant day to all of you grade 9 learners. This is Ma'am Jenny, your live stream teacher from Podo National High School. We are now on our last episode of Western music lesson. We will continue to dive into the wondrous world of opera today, so stick with me and enjoy the musical experience ahead. If you are ready to learn, give this video a heart react. But before we formally start, let me remind you of our social media etiquettes. First, chat responsibly. Be respectful and do not comment any rude and inappropriate messages. Use the chat box for class-related matters only. Second, limit distractions. Find a quiet place, stay focused, and do not multitask. Third, participate. Be active and have fun learning. At the end of our class, you will be able to explain the plot, musical and theatrical elements of an opera after watching video samples, perform themes or melodic fragments of given selected songs, improvise appropriate sounds, music, gestures, movements, and costumes for a chosen opera, and evaluate music performances using guided rubrics. During the previous discussion, you learned about the romantic opera composers and their famous works. For a brief recap of the lesson's key concepts, guess the title of the opera using the following set of emojis that describe its plot. Number 1. What is the title of this opera? Is it Carmen, Gretchen am Spinnrad, or Rigoletto? The correct answer is Carmen. Number 2. What is the title of this opera? Is it Herr König, Madame Butterfly, or La Traviata? The correct answer is La Traviata. Number 3. What is the title of this opera? Is it Gretchen am Spinnrad, Tristan and Isolde, or Turandot? The correct answer is Tristan and Isolde. I will now play 2 opera excerpts for you to analyze and take note of how the performers sing. Let's see if you can tell the difference. Listen closely.
Cette fleur-là m'a fait l'effet d'une balle qui m'arrivait. Le parfum est fort et la fleur est jolie et la femme, s'il est vraiment des sorcières, c'en est une certainement. Libiamo negli eti conici che la bellezza infiora e là fuggevol ora si ne via voluta. Libiamo dolci fremiti che suscita l'amore, poiché quell'occhio al cuore onnipotente va. Viviamo, amore, amore, tra i conici più caldi baci avrà.
Is there a difference between the 2 performances? What have you noticed? One uses a speech-like singing, while the other is much more melodic, using a beautiful singing technique called bel canto. The first music is an example of recitative, while the second is an example of aria. There are four components of an opera, including recitative and aria. Recitative is a declamatory singing used in prose parts and dialogue of opera, while aria is an air or solo singing part sung by a principal character. This song is what the public will remember best when leaving the opera house. Properly and well sung, a beautiful aria can bring an audience to its feet and decide the fate of an entire opera. Third is the libretto. It is the text of an opera, often called the book, which refers to all the parts of the script except the music. The writer of the script and lyrics is called librettist. Lastly, score is a book containing all the musical notes, words, and ideas that the composer and librettist put together to help the performers tell the story. The roles in operas are created considering distinct types of voices, which also serves as a guide for singers on their choice of songs and vocal quality expected of a singer or opera character. Each role requires a different type of singer, not only able to sing a given vocal range, but also with certain voice characteristics, color, and power. The tenor, which is the highest male voice, has the character that plays the hero or the lover. Its voice ranges up to high C. The baritone, which is the middle male voice, usually has the character that plays the villain or evil prison wardens. Its vocal range is between below middle C and below high C. The bass, which is the lowest male voice, has the character that plays the priest, kings, fathers, and sometimes the devil. Its vocal range is below middle C. The soprano, which is the highest female voice, can be classified as coloratura, lyric, and dramatic. Coloratura has the highest soprano voice, lyric has bright and full sound, while dramatic has darker full sound. They sing the highest notes and has the character that plays the heroines. Its voice ranges up to high C. The mezzo-soprano is the most common and strong middle voice for female, which has darker or deeper tone than the soprano. They play the evil characters, seductresses, and sometimes teenage boys. Its vocal range is between below middle C and below high C. The contralto, which is the lowest and most unique female voice, portrays maids, mothers, grandmothers, and some witches. Training to sing for an opera usually goes through a long process of voice lessons or study, which requires a lengthy time of practice to improve their voice. For many singers, the long process of training also means starting early in life. Here are the fundamentals of singing that you need to learn when you train for an opera. First is the breathing. It is a natural biological function, but proper breathing can expand your lung capacity, control your exhalation, and release air without making breathing noises, which is a skill in order to develop your best singing voice. Controlling tone quality is the ability to change voice registers on certain pitches. The timbre of the voice describes its tone quality. Some singers refer to head and chest voice. Generally, the lower the pitch, the lower it resonates. Third is posture. It promotes efficient breathing when done properly, which is essential to projection, tone quality, and vocal range. The ideal posture for singing is erect yet relaxed. Next is vocal range. One major goal of every singer is to have a well-developed and impressive singing range. In order to achieve this, a singer should establish good vocal habits in the most comfortable placement of the voice and then slowly expand the range. And lastly, endurance is expected from singers who also practice for long hours to give a good and memorable performance. They should be able to perform well even if it takes an hour or more to perform. Here are some renowned singers performing a romantic opera song. Classify the singer's type of voice, then type your answer in the comment section. Number 1.
La donna è mobile, qual piuma al vento, muta d'accento e di pensiero. Sempre una amabile, leggiadro viso, il fiato il riso e menzognero. La donna è mobile, qual piuma al vento, muta d'accento.
If your answer is tenor, you are correct. That is Luciano Pavarotti, a tenor singer. Number 2. Very good. That is Placido Domingo, a baritone singer. Number 3. That is Anna Netrebko, a soprano singer. Number 4. If your answer is soprano, you are correct. That is Marie McLaughlin, a soprano singer. Number 5. Well done! That is Alina Garancha, a mezzo-soprano singer. The Romantic era brought further changes in the world of vocal music. Composers made great strides during this time to strongly associate the text or words of a piece with its musical counterpart. the real achievements of the Romantics in theater were in opera. Romantic operatic voice is trained to be full and rich, powerful enough to fill an opera house in the days before electronic amplification. Let's check how much you have learned for today's discussion. On your activity notebook, write the letter of the correct answer to each question. Number 1. Which of the following statements is true about opera? Letter A. Opera technique is called bel canto, which means beautiful singing. Letter B. Opera is a story performed using only text. Letter C. Opera singers were trained only for a short period of time. Or letter D. Opera singers are only asked to sing short phrases and to sing loud. Number 2. What is the term used to describe the solo singing part in an opera? A. Recitative. B. Aria. C. Libretto. D. Score. Number 3. What is a female voice with a vocal range between soprano and contralto? A. Coloratura. B. Dramatic. C. Lyric. Or D. Mezzo-soprano. Number 4. What male voice usually has the character that plays the hero or lover? A. Bass. B. Baritone. C. Tenor. D. Contralto. And number 5. Which of the following statements is not true about proper posture in singing? A. It promotes efficient breathing. B. It is essential for voice projection. C. It helps the singer project the proper tone quality. Or D. It helps you look taller and there's no need to have good vocal habits. Here are the correct answers. For number 1, letter A. Number 2, letter B. Number 3, letter D. Number 4, letter C. And number 5, letter D. Finally, you have finished this music lesson with lots of learning. I will end with a simple message by yours truly for you to keep in mind. Music comes to life when you understand every detail of it. Goodbye everyone and stay safe.